Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
There once was a man named Cappy who had to work late one night because he agreed to take a security shift for his buddy, and he had to work for the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift. Old Captain still agreeing to work security shifts. Why? Because it forces me to sit down and focus on work. I have a backup of articles I need to bang out through before I write my next book, which is coming up. And then also, what was the other reason? Oh, I got a bunch of articles I want to write for Return of Kings and LinkedIn and a couple other places. And it just isn't getting done. I finished my first article in quite some time, and hopefully it'll drop one of these days of Return of Kings. They take a couple weeks to approve it. Hey asshole, I would like to thank you for all your wisdom and older brother advice I have gained from reading Bachelor Pad Economics, Worthless Reconnaissance Man, and listening to your content on the YouTubes. He didn't say the YouTubes. I added that. He just said YouTube. I've put your wisdom into practice by leaving Minnesota, where I worked as an IT recruiter, barf, and relocated to Utah. Good man. Good man. I'm not Mormon or religious, but Utah is a great place to conduct reconnaissance. I know. I have hiked Zion, Grand Escalante. You did the whole thing from Highway, not 15, 70? You hiked 70 all the way down to Pariah or Page? I was looking at that map. Atham looked that up. I was looking at that. That looks interesting. That's at least a 4-day hike. Looks wonderful. And just got back from hiking 30 miles through the Anitas. The fishing was great. Regarding employment, I am now working a job doing software support. I'm studying for my CCNA while doing Python programming for fun on the side. Don't worry, girls. There's no good guys. Where have all the good men gone? Right. He's boring. He doesn't make 6 figures. His car sucks. He likes hiking in Utah. Oh my God. Things are on the up and up for me. I owe you thanks for pointing me in the right direction. No problem, dude. To see you do this is makes me happy to see you guys making it out there. You escaped Minnesota. However, this request isn't for me. This request is from my best friend. This kid just ended a relationship with a girl he had dated for the last 7 years. But he had proposed at the beginning of the year without success when they were on vacation in Mexico. Last week she told him they needed to talk on Wednesday. So my buddy canceled appointments to come home early. In their conversation, she told him that she was moving into a new apartment with their sister the next day. These two had lived together for the last 5 years. They had just come back from vacation in San Diego last month. And my buddy was working to improve their relationship by traveling less for work. So this was quite a shock for him. Yep. Always good to see that support. So can you properly analyze my buddy as a rock star salesman of an industry? And you claim he's the top 1%, which I don't doubt. He has made plenty of money over the years, with last year being the best he ever had. Money is not an issue. She works special education at a school with her master's degree and has a couple reports on her guidance. What are they, teacher's assistants? I worked special ed one time as a substitute teacher. You want to know what you're doing? You were babysitting mentally retarded children. That's what you were doing. My job was to put on a glove and keep a kid. This is at the high school. To keep a kid from biting his own cheek off from the inside. That was my job. It is welfare for people who had mentally retarded children and can't afford an institution. That's what special education is. So she is not a master's or supervisor. She is a welfare recipient for a welfare job. Master's degree. Prior to her announcement to move out, this girl and her sister were both living with a buddy. Uh-oh. Her sister had lived with them for about a year. Her sister isn't a bad egg. I've met her plenty of times over the years, and I liked her and her man. Both pretty legit people. Oh, so this is the girl who's dating this other guy. Okay, that's fine. Okay, got it. I'm at a loss over what to tell my buddy other than to come visit Utah. Let's hike some mountains. Is he a flatlander? You just can't drag a guy. If he's like in Alabama, you can't just drag his ass up to 10,000 feet and hope he doesn't like get a pounding migraine headache. Maybe do some canyons first. and hike some mountains. After speaking with my buddy, it seems like he wants to be miserable for a while and reflect on what he did wrong. However, life is short, and I want Buddy to live the happiest life he can. What advice could you provide my friend to help him through this heart-wrenching situation? All right, to tell your buddy what to do, you are 100% right. He cannot sit and mope. Now, he's going to sit and mope no matter what. At night, he'll think about what he did wrong, and his mind will vainly, pointlessly, try to figure out a way to get her back when it is out of his control, right? But you are dead right that he needs to get out of that environment, out of that situation, and go hike some mountains. Not just to change the environment and do something that is fun, and see sights he's probably never seen before to give his mind new perspective and happiness. But to also get him physically active, to get him, he needs to be physically active in order to feel better. In the darkest days of Cappy, after a girl destroyed my heart, and Cappy actually was galvanized and forged into the amazing, awesome man that he is now, I was running 11 miles a day, and I was bench pressing 180 for my reps. Not max, that was reps. I was in amazing shape. And now, it's a different type of workout, but I almost needed that workout and high so I wouldn't get so down. So that is what you can do biophysiologically and somewhat mentally as well to see Utah. He's got to get out of his environment. He just has to. However, what you got to understand on this kid's part, after 7 years of anything, a job, school, what was it? You guys remember Rick's Restoration? You ever watch that show? Rick is a big ribbed dude. That is a masculine man. And I remember one episode where they moved from his old facility to the newer, bigger, better, and more improved one because he had to handle more volume. And the guy was crying at the end of it. Now, I think he had been there 20 years. But the point is, your buddy has spent 7 years with this constant variable. Throw on top of it, this constant variable has been love. A woman that he loves. You know, maybe she wasn't the right one for him, obviously. But we can argue that what you got to realize is that this is like losing a dog after 7 years. This is like having to move out of a home that you've grown very accustomed to. The psychological machinations behind it, I don't fully understand, but people get attached to things. Then you throw in the emotions that come with falling in love with a fellow human being of the opposite sex. And your buddy, it's not like you just throw and he's like, hey, it's not like that. It took me about a year to get out. But then it's a story someday maybe the captain will tell. But he's been with this gal for 7 years. It's going to take a while. He wouldn't be human otherwise. So whereas your buddy, you want to get him out, you want him to feel better, and getting him out to a new environment and getting him physical exercise and showing him a new world will help with that. You have to understand, his situation is he's got to learn. You got to give him a little bit of time for him to come over, and you can't just start yelling at him. So there is that as well. The final thing that you're not going to tell him, I'm going to tell him, and every other guy's going to tell him. This was not meant to work out for whatever reason. We can go ahead and try to Monday morning quarterback this. What went wrong? What could he have done different? It doesn't matter. She's gone. Now, the sooner he realizes that, the sooner he's going to be able to move on and go on with his life. And in an ironic sense, I've seen it where the sooner men have moved on in their lives, all of a sudden the girl's like, wait a minute, he moved on? He right? Then there's a chance that might happen. They might get back together down the road. It is not going to happen, though. It is not going to happen until you truly move on. You can't move on in the hopes she'll come back. That doesn't work. You must truly move on and go your own way and do your own thing. And just like, yeah, I got shit to do. And go. Go live your life. And I've seen it. I know one guy, I can't say who. I know one guy whose wife divorced him. And then he's devastated. Okay, that's the way that one went. and she got alimony and the kids and all the money and this and that, and then I think 4 years later or 5 years later, she realized she made a mistake, and this guy was a really great guy. She came crawling back, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here! I'm not getting married ever again." And now he says, like, "You could be my girlfriend." He got her to agree that he's not paying her alimony anymore, and now she's dating him. It's like, holy shit. But that did not happen until he got out of Dodge and did his own thing, said, fuck it, he's done. All right? He does not want to be groveling. He does not want to do it. Is over. And now he has to move on in his own life. He will find plenty of other girls. And that'll be the final thing I'm going to talk about here. But if he really loves her, there's no way he's ever going to see her again. There's no way she's ever going to come crawling back until he's established as a new man and doesn't need her anymore. And I gotta emphasize that enough. He can't really want her or need her anymore. It would have to be like, oh really? Oh, let's reconsider some things. All right? But the larger point, the more important point, is he's got to move on. And he doesn't even have to find a new life. His life sounds great so far. It's just he's got to find another reason to live, or fill that hole, or fill that time, or fill that attention, whatever. Could be a dog, could be hiking, could be, in my case, it was venturing. You would not have believed me had you seen me at 28 or 29. I was still pretty good, but there was no motorcycle riding, there was no adventuring, there was no insane hiking, there's none of that. The final thing, and this is where I am right, and I'm going to assume you're right, and this is where your buddy really needs to pay the fuck attention. You could do a lot better than her. You did her. I'm saying she is way beneath you. Way beneath you. You proposed. She strung you along. Okay? That's pretty shitty. Right? What's even shittier than that is a superior person like you who works a real job, produces real value, helps out society, helps employ people, helps produce goods and services that benefit and improve people's lives, was dating a parasite and a fraud like that. I'm sure she had the nicest titties. I'm sure after a while you fell in love. I'm sure that you got that, pair bonding going on. That still does not change the fact he was dating I guarantee you, some worthless, leftist, typical, mass-produced, cute set of tits. And he's the real man working out there busting his ass off. I guarantee you, you would have ended up paying one way or another. She may have been fucking a guy behind your back. Doesn't sound like that. Doesn't really sound like that. But she would have, she's betraying you right off the bat, voting up your taxes. So you got to pay more and work more to make the same amount of money. So she can have her fucking make-believe job. All right? That's one thing. But two, just, you have to understand leftists. You have to understand these people. They're not good people. They're not moral. They're not ethical. Very few are capable of love. I almost bet you if she had her master's degree in this worthless field, she probably viewed her career as the number one thing, helping other people's children that weren't hers. This was going nowhere. This is a woman that was never dedicated to you in the first place, and was going to always have something else, namely herself, put in front and ahead of you. And a lot of people say, well, I should like myself. It's like, no, you don't understand love then. You do not understand love. If you truly love someone, you put them first and foremost ahead of yourself. Although with restrictions, they got to be really cool and be worth putting ahead of yourself. There's always people. Sometimes you have to crack down on the web and say, no, there's standards and principles. But this gal, being that unprofessional, that heartless, to string him along like that, and then, dude, come on. Your buddy's in the top 1% of a serious industry. And what is she? This mass-produced commoner? This blade of grass? Sociology major woman, so whatever the hell she is. Working a non-profit, school job. Oh my God. How interesting could this woman possibly be? So what I'm recommending to your buddy is that you follow your buddy's advice. You need to go on a galvanizing adventure and experience. Not one, but almost a 5 to 10 year long adventure. I'm not saying give up your job. Do not give up your job. That's amazing. But you need to get out. Reading Reconnaissance Man would help, but your buddy can be a personal escort to the American West. Utah alone would be worth flying out to and visiting. You need to hike Angel's Landing. You need to hike the Grand Escalante. Yeah, did you mention Canyonlands? Did you make it to Canyon? Have you made it to Moab yet? Just go back there at night. You have to raft. Vernal, Utah, Dinosaur National Monument. You have to raft that. You have to get jeeps and go drive through Canyonlands. You have to go and do whatever it is that you haven't done yet and couldn't do because you were with little Miss Wannabe Make-Believe Professional. Right? And not that this should be your goal, but you will find a much better girl. And like I said, we're coming up with a dating service over at olderbrother.com. Your buddy sounds like a hell of a guy. I'm currently amassing inventory of quality women. And down the road, once he recovers from this and he's gone on his adventure and he's cured, which would be a year or so, maybe we can worry about that later. But I guarantee you, the pickings of quality women are very slim. But there's a hell of a lot better women than that gal out that you just dumped you. I guarantee that's worthless. That is a worthless person that dumped you. That is a blessing, and if you get older and wiser and you realize what life is about, you're going to realize it is a good thing that she dumped you, because now you got the chance to go and date. If you were married to that, holy shit, she would have divorced. She probably would have divorced you anyway, taken half your ass, and you've been paying alimony. And to be in a way worse situation. Let's not worry about girls now. Let's go worry about what you want to do. Heck, you're about my age when all the world went to hell, and all of a sudden, a year and a half later, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. You have to go through that fire, and it's not going to be painful. It's going to be quite fun going out adventuring. Maybe go ride motorcycles, maybe whatever it is you want to do. Go fish, do whatever it is you want to do. But let's not worry about girls from now. Let's focus 100% on you and what you want to do, and not worry about girls. Don't worry about girls. The day will come, you'll wake up, you're like, hey, I don't feel like shit no more. Matter of fact, I feel pretty damn good. And by that time, I can only imagine how much more money you'll have. You'll probably be in great shape because you're hiking and adventuring all over the place. You'll have a bunch of new hobbies, and you'll be on your way to the world's most interesting man. Then we can start worrying about girls. And I guarantee you, an honest waitress, an honest barista, an honest girl that plays organ at church, just an honest woman working a real job is better than that. Way better than that. And you will, mark my words, you will look back and you will be thankful that she dumped your ass. And you will laugh at yourself for being as torn up as you were about it. But you don't know that now, because you still are a little bit human. You still got that heart. So don't worry, that gets kicked out of you soon enough. And then you get wisdom. And then you get very wise. And then the fun shit is allowed to happen. So none of this I could prove to you until you go live it yourself. But your buddy is right. Get your ass off your ass. Stop feeling mopey and whiny. You're going to feel that way anyway, but let's not feel sorry for ourselves. You did nothing wrong. Blessing in disguise. You're not going to believe any of it because it didn't feel that way, but trust you me, this is true. Do not get to the point that you're inactive and mopey and depressed. Not that you won't be depressed or sad, but to the point you cannot get out of bed. Get your ass out there, go run, go work out, get that blood flowing, get some hobbies. Okay, you can bang girls, I won't lie about that. There are a lot of girls involved. But it wasn't like you were emotionally involved. It was like, hey, well, okay, alright, I'll have sex, it'll make me feel better. So don't push that all the way, but you're not falling in love again yet. And go have fun. And in a year and a half time, hit me back up, because hopefully we'll have some girls on the dating bracket. So, all right, that's it. You guys got questions, Cappy's got answers. AssholeConsulting.com. Read the book Reconnaissance, man, if you haven't and you're looking for adventure and point and purpose in life. That is the most underrated book I have out there. Check out the Older Brother podcast every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can search Older Brother podcast or just go olderbrother.com. And then I got books on Amazon and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.